Hi, my name is Anjelica Malone. I'm a midwife and international board certified lactation consultant. I have worked with mother-baby breastfeeding dyads since 2013. I actually got into this work after giving birth to my first daughter and finding limited support in the community that I lived in. I have been working though with families, new and expecting, since 2010. And it's been a joy. I absolutely love getting to know new families, finding out what it is that they're concerned about, getting to know them a little bit more, especially their culture, their background, since all of that really plays a big part in your parenting journey, the choices that you make, the hurdles that come up for you. So it's a part of the work and a part of my passion to be there with families throughout the entire process as much as I can be, and to get to know them personally so the advice and the information that I share feels applicable to them and their life circumstance. So in addition to being a mother and a wife and a midwife and lactation consultant, a couple of things about me. One, I love to try new foods. So Japanese food, Thai food, Ethiopian food, it's one of the things that brings me a lot of joy. And so whenever I can share a meal with people, that's something I enjoy doing. Another interesting fact about me is I grew up living around the world in many different places, but I graduated high school in Naples, Italy. It was one of the most wonderful times of my life, getting to know the Neapolitan culture and community and trying the food there. And then finally, I really enjoy making things with my hands. So doing ceramics and pottery, sewing dolls, anytime I can just work with my hands and have a moment to myself is something I really enjoy doing. So though I really love healthcare and breastfeeding medicine, I really also love to just have a moment to separate from all of that and just be creative. Okay, so today we're actually going to be talking about positioning and latch, or attaching your baby during breastfeeding. So I'm going to get my doll, I'm going to get my props, and then I'm going to talk you through that. Okay, so here's my baby, here is my breast model. So the first thing you should think about when we talk about getting baby into a good position for breastfeeding is, I always say, if you're gonna do baby in the front, you want either cross cradle. So cross cradle is where your arm is actually gonna come around to the back of baby, and it's coming from the opposite side that you're gonna be feeding on. You could do cradle hold, which is where your arm is tucked across you in this manner, and you're actually having the baby's head in the crook of your elbow on the side that you're gonna feed on. There's also football hold. So you're kind of holding the baby as if you're playing American football, and the baby is coming along your side. It could be on either side. And for this video, for this example, we're gonna use cross cradle hold. And I'm gonna pretend like this is a very new baby, and new babies are usually unstable. So it's nice to maybe drape your hand between their legs so that there's a little bit more stability. Your forearm is draped across their back. Always belly to belly. So mom's belly to baby's belly. You start off nipple to nose. So that means if your breast is here and the nipple is here, you're gonna bring baby's nose to about the elevation of your nipple. And then you want to be holding the head around the nape of the neck, but with maybe your pointer finger here to help with manipulating and moving the baby's head. Something I like to always share is that you should be in a comfortable position, the person who is feeding the baby. So that might mean bringing a breastfeeding pillow with you. There are lots of different options on the market. I prefer something that's flat and firm. There are ones that can buckle behind you, and those are really good because they don't slide away. Sometimes the ones that don't have anything in the back, as you set yourself up to feed, baby begins to sink down because they get heavy after a while. You know, they're only a few pounds when they're first born, but after a 15-minute feeding, slowly your arm begins to sag down. So having some type of support underneath you in the front and even on the side wherever your elbow rests can be very helpful. You can set up in the bed, you can set up on a couch. It really doesn't matter. It's really about what is most comfortable for you and is going to allow you to sit there for an extended period of time to get a full feeding, right? So we can get baby all set up. We're gonna set up our breastfeeding station with our pillows and everything. And then ideally in the first days we would have support, so someone else around to help us, but if we're on our own, that's okay. So we're gonna cross cradle hold baby, controlling the back of their head with our hand very gently. We don't wanna hold tightly. Our shoulders are back and relaxed. We don't want to be hunched over because that can cause a lot of back pain and neck pain over time. And so we're going to be relaxed back, and we always bring baby to us. We don't lean into baby. We don't manipulate our breasts and move it around. We want to hold it stationary and just use baby as the one who's making the changes and moving around, okay? So now that we're all set up and we've got baby nipple to nose, belly to belly, lined up in front of us, we're gonna encourage baby to open their mouth nice and wide, a very big, open, wide mouth. The way that we do that is by tickling the tip of their nose near the nipple. And that is gonna encourage baby. I'm gonna just detach baby so I can show you up close. We're gonna do this kind of motion, and that encourages baby to lift their head up and open. This baby's not opening its mouth, but your baby would likely then lift their head up and open, putting the bottom jaw closest to the bottom of the areola here. So the areola is the darker portion of the breast tissue, and in the center is the nipple. We want to align the lower jaw of baby with usually the areola. Everyone's anatomy is different, but we want to encourage baby to breastfeed, not nipple feed. So we don't want baby's bottom jaw or their top jaw to land very close to the nipple. Because baby's opening as wide as possible, ideally we get an attachment underneath. And then as baby opens nice and wide, we can bring baby forward gently, or they'll begin to close on their own. And as long as we're holding the breast comfortably and stationary, baby will be able to just get their bottom jaw on and their top jaw and latch. It's not uncommon that it takes multiple attempts though to get a comfortable latch. And it does take time and practice to get a rhythm down and to realize the timing and that's okay. So if you do get baby attached and it feels very uncomfortable and you think, no, I need to reattach baby, the way that you want to do that, if the baby is lying in this position, is with clean hands and hopefully short nails. You're going to take your thumb, place it into the corner of baby's mouth, turn your thumb down towards the jaw, so you're breaking the seal, and then you're giving a gentle push down on the jaw to break open the seal and get baby's mouth to open a bit, and then you can pull them away. You don't want to just initially pull the baby off without first breaking the seal. It can be very uncomfortable. So we'll review it one more time. So we bring baby chest to chest or belly to belly, nipple to nose, and then we're going to have our hands on the back of baby's head, and we're going to encourage them to open their mouth nice and wide. If you notice, my hand is in a U shape, completely underneath the breast. It's not off to the side here. It's not very close to the nipple. It's underneath, and it's in a position so that it can compress the breast just a little bit to make it a bit more narrow for baby's mouth. So imagine if we were eating a sandwich. We would bring it to our mouth in this direction, correct? We wouldn't bring it to our mouth perpendicular, because then even if we open our mouth very wide, it's difficult to get around it. Same thing in this position. Baby's mouth is opening in this direction. And so the breast is being compressed in that direction to make it narrow to get into their mouth. So baby is belly to belly, nipple to nose. We're encouraging them to open their mouth wide. Their bottom jaw has gotten onto the inside portion of the areola, and we're just helping baby to encourage them to close their mouth on top so they have a nice, big, wide mouth and latch onto the breast tissue. And ideally, you have no pain or discomfort. It's not uncommon if it's one of your first times feeding that you feel tugging or you feel a little bit of a different feeling, a sucking sensation, but there shouldn't be pain, there shouldn't be pinching. You ideally won't hear any clicks from baby's mouth. You would just kind of feel their compressions, and you'll eventually hear a little or something like that, where it sounds like the baby has taken enough milk that's filled their mouth and they're swallowing. So that is how you get the baby into the right position and attached to the breast for feeding. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Thank you.